Hello, beautiful souls. It's Emily with Twins in Union. I hope that everyone is doing well. I am back once again for a Twin Flame collective reading for us to look at these energies with this new moon in Libra. So I just want to start with a quick thank you and just say welcome to all of my beautiful new subscribers. I'm so happy that you're here with me and joining me on this wild and crazy twin flame journey. So welcome, and thank you to everyone who's purchased readings and Skype sessions and channeled paintings. I just really love supporting you and guiding you in your journey. So thank you so much. And as always, thank you everyone for your beautiful, lovely comments and your likes and your shares and your subscribes. It just really means a lot to me, and it's exciting to see my channel continue to grow and to just continue to get to know you and connect with you. And I just really appreciate your positive energy and just hearing how much you appreciate these readings and how they help you. So thank you. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the energies really quick, and then I'm going to dive into this reading, which again is another amazing, beautiful, powerful reading that I feel is a continuation of the last reading that I did. I was a little, I don't know, I was a little surprised because I was just like, how can the energies keep getting better and better after that last reading? But this is another beautiful, amazing reading and amazing cards that came up. So I'm really excited to share this. So yeah, today is October the 8th, and we have a new moon in Libra. It is at 4:47 a.m. on October 9th if you are in London or that area of the world. And in the U.S. here on the East Coast, New York time, this new moon is effective tonight at 11:47 p.m., which I thought was really interesting because 11 and 47 is 47 adds up to 11, so it's like an 11-11 energy with the time there. And so Libra is the sign that governs balance and harmony, and so this new moon is asking us to look at our lives and look at our twin flame connections and look within ourselves and see where things are out of balance and how we can start to bring more harmony and balance into our lives and within our own selves and our connections. And Libra also works with balancing our feminine and masculine energies. So another opportunity to look within and see where our feminine energy might be out of balance and our masculine energy might be out of balance, or where we need to adjust things and harmonize and bring more equilibrium within ourselves and into our lives and our connection. So that's the Libra aspect, and there's other aspects of this new moon that are making it very powerful, and I feel a lot of there's a lot of major arcanas here in the reading, so I feel that there's a lot of energy of fate and destiny around this new moon, and I just feel this strong feeling of so much potential, like this seed that is just ready to burst open and bloom and blossom and really grow into something amazing and beautiful, and that we are in this place where there is a shift happening, and this new moon is asking us to not only look at balance and harmony and equilibrium, but at old patterning that we need to release and let go of in order to step into this new potential that is before us. So there's a lot of energy of completion, closing out old things that just don't fit anymore, don't fit who we are, don't fit in our connection, don't resonate anymore, things that are falling away, and need to die. And essentially, it's this energy of death and rebirth. We have Venus in retrograde now. She went retrograde on October 5th, and she's in the sign of Scorpio, which is about transformation and rebirth. So with this Venus influence and Scorpio, and the retrograde is all about the internal work. So when a planet is direct, we are more impacted from external influences, and when it goes retrograde, it's about integration and reflection and the internal inner work that we focus on. So with Venus and Scorpio, this is this energy of really going within and looking at our connection with our beloved and seeing what needs to be transformed, seeing what needs to die, seeing what needs to be reborn. And it's intense. It's that intense Scorpio energy where we're really diving deep into our spiritual path, into our soul, into our heart. So some tips for this new moon are to really open yourself up to mystery. That is a big part of what Scorpio is about too, is the mystery, and to let go of needing to control how things happen and embrace the mystery, allow the unfolding. That's that feminine energy where we are in the unknown, we're in the mystery. And then there's aspects of Pisces that are very dreamy, and this is a time for us to tap into potentials and imagine. So just really know that you are in a process of dying in order to be reborn, and your connection with your beloved is in a process of dying in order to be reborn. And it can feel uncomfortable. It's this transformation energy where we are in the cocoon and we're ready to become the butterfly, but we don't really know this process of how we transform from the caterpillar to the butterfly, and all that in between part can be really uncomfortable. So be gentle with yourself and really go into your heart and stay grounded. Go out in nature, write in a journal, create, paint, just doodle. Whatever your thing is that makes you feel a sense of inner peace and calm and feel balanced, and that makes time fade away and brings you into the present moment. Really cultivate those practices, because there is intense energy around this new moon. And so really focus on keeping that balance and that equilibrium within yourself and within your life and within your activities. And I think that can help make this death and rebirth a more smooth transition and transformation. And remembering that it is in the heart of mystery is joy, and that things are happening, and the cards show that for this reading, so it's exciting. So let's see, I took a few notes. So some other things around this new moon are communication, and yesterday I started getting like a sore throat where I just felt like, I don't know, just a lot of like kind of stuck energy and like sinus drainage. And so I've been gargling, and I've got my hot water with lemon and honey here. But I was just sitting with that, and this throat energy I feel very strongly is linked to this new moon. And there's just a lot of communication around this new moon, and very faded communication, where this is those key moments in our twin flame journey where our higher self takes over and guides us to communicate something. And it might feel really uncomfortable, and you might really question it, but really trust your intuition and really trust your higher guidance, and know that this is a time where there is communication that's taking place that is very faded and going to bring about key turning points and transformation within your connection. So let's see, I think I've touched on, there's also forward movement. So like I was saying, it's releasing the old in order to move forward into the new self. And the Venus retrograde that we're in right now is going to continue through mid-November. So just know that between now and mid-November, things are probably going to feel kind of foggy and uncertain and ungrounded. So that's why that's really key, to just stay grounded and centered and balanced as much as you can. And just embrace the fog, embrace the mystery, embrace the unfolding, embrace the unknown, embrace the changes that want to come forward, and know that there is momentum that is building, there is forward movement that is happening, and this is all positive. So I think that wraps it up. I think I'm going to just leave it at that. The key thing is just relax and enjoy the ride, because the energies are not going to let up. It's been intense. It's going to continue to be intense with this Venus retrograde in Scorpio, and then she's going to retrograde back into Libra. And Libra is all about love and relationships and partnerships, and Venus is all about love and relationships. And so I feel like this is just such a key time that we are in for twin flames. It's just our time to shine, our time to rise up, our time to really ground our unions, and things are gonna start to really move forward. So yeah, just put on your seatbelt, relax into your seat, and get ready for the ride, because things are gonna continue to be building, and it's going to continue to be intense. So yeah, hang in there. So yeah, I'm going to turn the camera towards the cards, and we will dive into these messages. And like I said, this is just another amazing, beautiful reading. I'm really excited to share it with you, and I hope it brings you healing and clarity in your journey. So here we go. Okay, so let's see. I'm using some new cards this week. Let me get this centered. And these new cards are larger, so it's a little bit harder to fit them on the screen. I hope that looks okay. So really quick, the decks that I am using. My usual energy oracle deck with these cards here from the Energy Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. And then this new deck that I have not used on YouTube yet, or on my collective readings, is the Syrian Starseed deck. So this is what I'm using to clarify, and this is just the first time that Spirit guided me to use this deck. And this is a deck that is more geared towards starseeds, light workers, twin flames. So I felt like that was interesting that I was guided to use that, and just that's something else that's just showing me how fated this time is that we're in right now for twin flames, light workers, and starseeds. At the end, I will share an oracle message with spiritual guidance and advice from the Crystal Mandala Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And I've also got romance messages for us from the Divine Love Letters books with channeled letters to twin flames from twin flames. And I think that covers all of the materials that I am using. As always, keep in mind this is a general reading, so this is looking at the energies for our Twin Flame Collective Soul Group. And I do offer private readings, so if you feel like it would be supportive for you to see the energies within your connection, I go through what each of you is thinking, what each of you is feeling, plus an additional question and your union energy. And so if you would like information on that, you can go to twinsinunion.com, or you can check out the description box below for additional information. And as usual, I have the divine masculine on this side and the divine feminine on this side and the union energy in the center here. And I'm feeling guided to start with the underlying energies on the bottom of the deck. And so this is like the circumstantial energy surrounding this new moon. And so for the bottom of the energy oracle deck, we have 6th chakra with Archangel Metatron. So this is that third eye chakra. You see Archangel Metatron's third eye is marked here. And so this is that chakra that is our intuition, that is seeing from the higher perspective, that is our vision. And adjust the lighting a little bit there. So I feel that this new moon this is like that Pisces Neptune aspect coming in with this new moon in Libra that is showing us different potentials and this dreamy energy, and like I was talking about, like this foggy energy where things might seem unclear, and as we are working on making decisions and seeing where things are out of balance and where we need to adjust things in our lives, we are also holding on to this vision. So really move through this Libra new moon and move through this Venus retrograde in Scorpio with your intuition, and really let that be your guide. Feel your way through it with this third chakra where you're seeing beyond what the 3D physical world is. You're seeing into potentials of the future. You're seeing into potential timelines for your twin flame connection, and just let yourself be open to dreaming and fantasizing and imagining, and really taking your vision and preparing to ground that into the 3D. This is 5D potentials that we're working with, where we're drawing from the spiritual realm and we're preparing to manifest into the physical realm. And so this is really, I feel like this is just really important and really powerful to keep in mind right now, is just be okay with not having all of the answers, and be okay with not knowing exactly how everything's going to turn out, but just holding your vision and trusting your vision and having faith in your vision and bringing your vision into your heart space. I feel like that's very important. And this is that energy of embracing the mystery, allowing things to unfold, exploring different options and potentials and outcomes, and trusting your intuition, trusting that higher guidance, trusting your higher self, working and co-creating with the universe to move through this transformation, move through this rebirth, and allowing it to unfold at its highest potential and for the highest good of all. So this is what we have here. And then we have on the bottom of the Syrian Starseed deck, we have the 5 of Chalices. So this would be like the 5 of Cups. And we see this woman, and she's next to a stream, and there are 3 cups in the water, and then there's 2 cups standing here. So as far as circumstantial energy, I feel like this 5 of Cups is how each twin, how we're all collectively feeling some sadness and loss and grief. And what I'm sensing is a lot of this sadness, loss, and grief is grieving our old selves, grieving the old aspects of our connection that aren't working anymore, that need to fall away in order to move into the next, into the new. This is a new moon, so this is giving birth to new beginnings, to new potentials, to our new selves. And it is like that process of like a snake shedding its skin, where where it's time to let that shed and fall away as we step into these new versions of ourselves that are more aligned with our soul's truth and our true essence and our dreams and our goals and our desires. And it can be challenging when we are in a process of manifesting our union and we have to say goodbye to people, places, things that were really comfortable for us, or ways of being and ways of thinking, and these ways that aren't working for us anymore. And maybe it's relocating, or maybe it's just ways that you used to see your connection are different now, or whatever that is for you. Think about where you're at and what's coming up for you. And even though it might feel like loss and sadness and grief, and we allow ourselves to move through that process as part of the giving birth to our new life, our new self, our new frequency and our connections, to just remember that this Two of Cups is standing here, and this, we can let this fall away, things from the past that aren't serving us anymore. And you know, some people talk about this card like crying over spilled milk, but I, as an empath and flame, I feel very connected to emotions, and I don't take emotions lightly, especially for something like this. And I just feel like this could feel like some heavy energy, but it's also very beautiful energy, because it's allowing those old things to die. And that's what the transformation is, and that's part of what allows us to be reborn. It's in dying that we are born to eternal life, and we are always in this process of transformation and transition, and that is the essence of life itself. And so just, if this is coming up for you, this energy of sadness and grief and loss of your old self, or the old ways, or the old comforts, or old people, places, and things that need to fall away, just let yourself embrace that. And 5 is a number of change, and it can be a challenging energy, but we meet the challenge and we embrace it and we transform it and transmute it into something positive and new and beautiful. So again, those are the circumstantial energies. So I feel like they just go together so beautifully, because we are holding onto the vision for what is to come, for the new beginning, for the new potentials, for our new selves, and imagining this new version of ourselves that we're giving birth to, and this new vision for our connection that we're giving birth to. And we're letting go of the old. And so it's just like, makes sense that this would lead into this. So focus on that vision and allow whatever sadness, grief, loss needs to come up. Okay, so the Divine Masculine. I know everybody's on the edge of their seat, so I will dive into the Divine Masculine. And so I asked Spirit, what is the Divine Masculine thinking at the time of this new moon in Libra regarding his connection with his beloved feminine? And so the card that came up is contract. And right off the bat, we have this perfect, beautiful Libra energy coming through this card, which is just, so fitting and so appropriate for this new moon. And so this is amazing and beautiful. The Divine Masculine is thinking about this soul contract and this partnership. And we see the scales here. And so he's thinking about, where have things been out of balance? Where has the give and take been out of balance? Where is there adjustment that's needed to be made? Where Has the equilibrium been thrown off between the masculine and the feminine? What is needing to be adjusted within the connection and within his life in order to bring more harmony and balance and equilibrium into the connection? And this is a card that is about commitment and marriage and partnership. And so I feel like this is really on his mind. This is something that he is giving careful contemplation to. And we see this Lady Justice here, and she's wearing all white and she's wearing a blindfold. And so I feel like the Divine Masculine is really thinking about the connection from a place of purity, and white here representing purity and honesty and truth. And with the blindfold, it is seeing the connection and thinking about the connection in a way that is from this place of honesty and truth, and not from the ego, but from this place of diplomacy and fairness and justice and harmony. And this Libra energy is really, I feel, Libra is a beautiful feminine energy that is also ruled by Venus. And so I feel like it's this softening that's happening for the masculine, and it's also allowing him to look at the connection in a way that is detached, and not detached like in an uncaring way, but in a way that is allowing him to observe it from this place of balanced perspective, where it's part of the blindfold, where the blindfold is there so that he can look at the connection and think about this connection in a way that is from more of an observer standpoint, rather than being tied up in old egoic patterns or old selfish behaviors or fear or whatever it might be. He's able to look at it from a very objective, fair, balanced perspective. And I feel like this is such a big win for the Divine Masculine after moving through all those layers of the ego and clearing these old patterns of thinking and behaving and perceiving the connection. And now it's just really getting down to this core, honest, pure, integrous way of relating to the connection and relating to the feminine, and really examining himself. And this Venus retrograde, like I was saying, it's taking us inside ourselves and really asking us to look within and look at our relationship from within, and take time for reflection and introspection, and ask ourselves, where are things out of balance? What needs adjusted? What needs to be looked at in a more balanced way, objectively? And this is a number 6, which is the number of the frequencies of harmony and balance and the lovers, and really reflected here with these scales. So the clarifying card for this is the 10 of Flames. So what I'm sensing here is that this 10 of Flames is that the Divine Masculine has reached a point where he's mentally burned out, exhausted by just the mental burdens that he's carrying or has carried for a long time. These are, if you look at this this man walking up the stairs, and he has this, it looks like a big basket on his back that is full of all of these torches. And so it's like these torches are representing all of these burdenous thoughts. I don't know if that's a word, burdenous. All of these burdensome thoughts that he's been carrying within his mind that have been exhausting him and tiring him and dragging him down, and just fears and anxieties and old thought patterns that are heavy, and just dragging him down and keeping him from being able to make that commitment, keeping him from being able to fully enjoy a partnership with his divine feminine. And this is also representative of his spiritual journey, and he's been on a very long spiritual journey. This is like so dark here, and there's this light shining down onto these torches. So I feel like the divine masculine is getting to this place where he is seeing the light at the end of the tunnel finally, after being in this dark night for so long. And he really is moving up this stairwell towards the light, and he's approaching the end of this long, dark, arduous spiritual ascension journey. And he is also ready to just take this big basket of torches off his back and just feel light and free, and just carry this one torch of victory towards the light here, and just let go of all of that so that he can be free to move forward and be in this partnership and have this new beginning, and just let go of all of this stuff from the past that is not serving him anymore. And with this being a number 10, October is the 10th month, and so 10 is that number of conversion, where we are closing out, wrapping up, completing a cycle, and the 10 and the 1 and the 0 break down to a number 1. So it's that new beginning, that conversion point between the ending and the new beginning. And so I feel like this is where the divine masculine is in his mental space, how he's thinking and perceiving the connection, where he is ready to lay down the burdens. He's ready to have a new beginning. He's seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and he's really strongly thinking about this partnership and moving into a new beginning in this partnership, in this connection with his divine feminine. So I think this is a really beautiful energy coming through here for the divine masculine's mental space. And I just really feel these torches have weighed him down for so long, and he's just really ready to just drop them and just be so free and liberated, and to not carry that heaviness anymore. So awesome. Okay, so what is the divine masculine feeling in his heart? And we have strategy. So another awesome, beautiful card here in the divine masculine's heart for what he's feeling regarding the connection and his feminine. And this is all about him wanting to get a game plan together, wanting to get a strategy together, wanting to find what the next step is. What are the next steps? What's the next thing to do? How to make it come together? How to start to create and manifest and take his dreams and his desires and his vision and start to make things real. And we see this white feather here. So again, I'm noticing there's a lot of, in all of these cards, there's a lot of gold and a lot of white. And so I feel like this gold yellow color is the divine masculine really tapping into his third chakra, which is the seat of his confidence and his self-esteem and his action center, his power center, his personal power. So it's feeling into that, feeling into his personal power, feeling into his strength. And then the white, like the white of the gown on the Lady Justice, and then we have this white quill pen here. It's just coming from this place that's very honest and very pure. Like, he's been through this dark night, and he has been through layers of purging and purification, and now it's getting down to this really honest truth. And with this being a pen here, a quill pen, I also just feel this desire for communication. And that's part of a strategy is, well, how do I approach this? And, well, what do I say? And how do I communicate? And that he wants it to come from a very pure, honest, truthful, heartfelt place, this communication. And we see this card has a compass here, and then there's like this map, and it has stars and moons. I hope you can see that. It's like this kind of astrological looking map with a compass, and then this, what do you call that? That scope. I don't know if it's like a telescope. I think it's called something else, but I can't remember. But anyway, it's like he has all the tools that he needs to come up with a strategy. It's kind of like this energy of the magician I'm feeling here, where it's like, you know, he's got his map, he's got his compass, he's got his tool to communicate, has the vision, he can see, and he's got the key to unlock it. Like, everything that he needs, all the tools, all of the skills, he has it all. He has the confidence, he has the self-esteem. And so now it's just getting the strategy, getting the game plan together, and preparing to take these next moves. And this is a 21, so 2 is about making those choices, and that's what this new moon in Libra is assisting us with, is making these decisions, making these choices, getting clear on what needs to be adjusted, what needs to be changed to create more harmony and balance, and coming up with a game plan to make it happen. And knowing that we have the key, we have all the tools, we have the guidance on a cosmic level and on an intuitive level, and just finding our way, taking it one step at a time and making it happen. And with the number 1, it's that new beginning and remembering that we are a divine sovereign being, that we do have this connection to source that can guide us in creating the strategy that we need to move things forward. So we have all the guidance, we have all the support, we're totally backed by the universe. All the skills are there, all the tools are there, and it's coming together. And the 2 and the 1 add up to a 3, and October is a number 3 universal month in terms of the numerology. So 3 is a number about communication. It is a number of expansion. It is a number of building and growth and partnership with the divine, co-creating with the divine. So I think this is amazing. And the clarifying cards that came up were also quite amazing and beautiful. The first one is Major Arcana, the Tower. And we see this lightning striking down and these flames here. And so the Tower is this energy that is coming in and bringing in swift change. This could be something that's taking place in the masculine's thoughts, where he has like this aha moment. We're looking at heart energy though, so I feel like this is a huge sudden change happening in his heart, like this aha, this awareness that's like entering into the heart space and creating a massive shift of how he's perceiving the connection in his heart. And so something's coming in, and I feel like it could be something from the divine feminine coming in, or some kind of shift happening in his life, or just like a download that he's getting that's opening and expanding his heart chakra. Something's happening here that's a major shift. And this strategy that he's developing and feeling into here, he knows that this strategy that he's coming up with is going to create massive change. His life is never going to be the same. He's going to have to step outside of his comfort zone. It's just going to create like a huge shift and major, massive change. And so this is why this strategy is requires a lot of care and contemplation and going within. And so I feel like this Venus in retrograde with Scorpio is really supporting the divine masculine in moving through this major transformation in the heart that is helping him get the strategy and get the clarity and go through this massive transformation and change and rebirth in his heart and in his life and in his twin flame connection. So this is beautiful. And this lightning representing the electricity, the energy of Uranus, the planet of sudden change and revolutions and revelations. And the old has to burn away. It has to fall away. It has to die in order to be rebuilt and restructured and recreated. And so the other clarifying card that came up with strategy was the Great Wheel. And so this is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the card of destiny. This is about a shift that's happening, that is moving things in a new direction, that is creating positive change. So this is really powerful energy. Two major arcanas, both representing powerful change, and the Tower representing a shift in consciousness and a destruction of the old, and the Wheel representing a rebuilding and a renewal and moving into the new and the positive change and the destiny that he's feeling in his heart. So this is a really powerful strategy that he's coming up with, that he's feeling into during this Venus retrograde and this new moon, and it's going to create powerful, positive change, long-term change, major life change. And so I feel like this is just something that's very careful and delicate and really requiring a lot of the divine masculine's focused energy right now. And so then I asked Spirit, what is the divine masculine? What comes to mind when the divine masculine thinks of his divine feminine? And two cards came up for this, and this is again just more beautiful golden white energy coming through. So the first card we have is Door to Spirit. So this is the awakening. This is the moving through this doorway and ascending. And so I feel like when the divine masculine thinks of his feminine, he feels ready to move through this doorway into a new beginning that is a higher frequency and a higher vibration, and this energy of awakening and a new spiritual beginning and like abundance and dreams coming true and amazing, beautiful energy here. When he thinks of his feminine, I just feel so much peace with this dove. I feel like when he thinks of his feminine, he feels this deep inner peace, and he's connected with his soul, and he's connected with his spirit. And he's really waking up to who he is as a divine sovereign being and feeling his soul expand and open and move through this portal. And it's so beautiful. And there's all these orbs of light surrounding this dove. So the divine masculine is being very supported in this transition, in this new beginning, in this awakening by his angels, his guides, his ancestors, the universe, And it's just this powerful energy supporting him and moving through this gateway, this portal, this ascension into this whole new level of being with his divine feminine. And this is a 32, so 3 again representing this co-creation with the divine and expansion and growth and abundance and building something new, communication. And then the number 2, the divine partnership, making these choices, making this strategy that is going to lift him up and raise him up and move him through this portal into this new beginning. And another 5 here when we add the 3 and the 2, so that is more change, more transformation taking place here on a spiritual level, on a soul level. And then the other card was victory, so this new beginning, this spiritual doorway that he is moving through and that he's sensing and feeling, and what's coming to him as he's thinking of his divine feminine, it's like she's helping to lift him up and move him through this doorway. And what he's moving towards, if you look at this dove flying through the door, it's moving towards this victory card. So he is really moving towards his goals, his dreams, his victory with his feminine. And so in a nutshell, when he thinks of his divine feminine, he thinks of ascending into this new level of being and consciousness that is moving him into a place of victory in the connection, that is achieving his goals, achieving his desires with his feminine. And this is a 28, so another 10 when we add the 8 and the 2, and so that is that completion, meeting the goal, having the victory, coming to the end of a cycle and moving into the new beginning. And so it's just a beautiful energy, and there's just so much serenity here when we look at her face. So I feel like when the divine masculine thinks of his feminine, he just feels this deep inner peace and this serenity, and he has this confidence about him now with all this beautiful gold energy and this third chakra energy, where he knows that victory is there for him. He knows that this can happen, this dream, this goal, like it's for real now. It's right there in his reach, and he's coming up with a strategy to really solidify it and ground it. And the clarifying card for the door to spirit and the victory is the star. So another major arcana here, and the star is all about our dreams, our wishes, our goals, our desires being fulfilled. And it's about knowing that we are on our true divine path and our true soul's path, and finding that North Star, that guiding light that is calling to our soul and putting us on our soul's true path. And so it's just like, I feel like this door, the door to spirit, is this portal and this gateway that is putting him more aligned to his destiny, to his dreams, to his wishes, and getting him on track, getting him aligned with his soul's truth. And the feminine is energetically supporting him in this. And when he thinks of her, he knows that he's on the right path. He knows that he's aligning with his soul's truth. And it's just so beautiful to see this. So, like I was saying, I feel like this is a very fated time, and we have all these major arcanas here. So there's just a lot of divine forces or cosmic energies, or whatever you want to call it, that are really supporting us in coming together right now in our unions. So it's really beautiful, very powerful. Okay, so let's take a look at the Divine Feminine. What is the Divine Feminine thinking when she thinks of her Divine Masculine and her connection? And we have man holding a heart. So, with man holding a heart, the Divine Feminine is thinking about her masculine. She's thinking about the love that she has for him. And this masculine in this card, he is her beloved. He's also a good family man and cares about his work and cares about the other people in his life. And so she's thinking about him. She's thinking about this connection. She's thinking about how she wants this man holding a heart to be in her life, to be by her side, to be in a physical, authentic connection. And I just get the sense, I think this card actually showed up in the last reading that I did in the same spot where the Divine Feminine was thinking about man holding a heart. So I just feel like the Divine Feminine is just really, really focused on her masculine and really, really focused on this connection, which is pretty standard. I feel like just some energy coming through with this card of that energy that was, I think it was coming up in the last reading that's coming up again here, where it's just like she's really wanting this man holding a heart to really show up and be fully present in her life. And I just feel like she's not seeing that. And so there's this mindset of lack. So just, and again, this is a collective reading, so I just feel like it's like the Divine Feminine really wanting things to start to move forward and really wanting things to start to happen and really wanting this shift to take place. And the clarifying card that came up with this reiterates that, where it's the Eight of Flames. So this is all about forward movement and momentum and swift energy that is really fast moving. And so I feel like there's just this repeating theme in the Divine Feminine's mental space, where she's just really thinking about her masculine and how she really wants things to move forward. So, you know, it's kind of the same Divine Feminine storyline. And she's just really ready for things to start to happen, which is exciting. I feel like, just like what I was saying earlier, that it's being in that feminine energy, not getting too much up in our heads where we're overthinking things and looking at what's missing and looking at what's not happening and looking at how our masculine isn't here yet, like expressing his feelings and opening up his heart or whatever that looks like for you. Just keep in mind this element of allowing and unfolding and embracing the mystery and trusting the process. And I feel like as we as feminine can start to relax into that more, and it's really challenging with this Scorpio energy, and the Venus retrograde in Scorpio can be a lot about control or wanting to take charge or wanting to solve the mystery or obsessive kind of thinking. So just keep that in mind. I feel like the energies, I feel like it's actually toned it down a little bit and softened a little bit, and this Libra energy is really softening things. So a lot of the obsessive kind of energy has toned down. But just keep that in mind and bring that into your consciousness of being and embodying the feminine energy that is allowing and unfolding and embracing the unknown, embracing the mystery, and relaxing into the process rather than getting really caught up in our head and analyzing everything and obsessing and all of that. Also with this Eight of Flames, this is a card of communication. And so I feel like the Divine Feminine is really thinking about communication with her masculine and having those heart-to-heart conversations and having those conversations that can help move things forward. And that she's just really thinking about this a lot and really hoping to receive communication. And 8 is a number of powerful forward movement, and then we have a 9 here when we add the 45, and so we have an 8 and a 9, so I feel like there is a progression of energy happening, and with the 4, it is that heart chakra energy, and with the 5, it's that change and transformation that we're wanting to see. See it with our eyes, see our masculine come forward and open up his heart and express his feelings. So yeah, so that's what's coming up for the Divine Feminine in her mental space. And what is the Divine Feminine feeling at this new moon in Libra regarding her connection? And we have door to romance. So I'm noticing that for the feminine, we have a lot of red and love and hearts, like Valentine's Day energy coming up here. And just like with the masculine, we had a lot of the gold energy and the white coming through, and now we have a lot of red coming through for the feminine. So I just feel like she is in this place where she is very connected to her passion and her love for the masculine. And with red being the first chakra, that she's also very grounded about it. So she's very practical about it, but at the same time she's also very in touch with the passion and the desire that she feels. And so this door to romance, I feel, is this passion and desire to fully be with her masculine and fully be in union and feel this new beginning, this romance, this new love, this new level, this new frequency, this new opening, this new beginning taking place in the connection. And this is 33, so more 3s here. There are so many 3s in this reading. So, and like I was saying, this is a number 3 universal number month with the 10 plus the 2018. And so 3s are communication and building and teamwork and collaboration and partnership. And we add the 3 and the 3 and we get a 6, which is again that beautiful Libra energy of balance and harmony and equilibrium and love. And so yeah, her heart, I feel, is just really open and ready and wanting to receive her masculine. And the clarifying card that came up with this door to romance is 10 of crystals. So with the 10 of crystals, in this particular deck, it has an interesting meaning to it. So we see this woman and she's got all of her crystals here, and then there's this peacock here, and then there's more crystals here. So I feel like, and then if you look at her, she's like looking back kind of with fear over her shoulder. So with this particular card in this deck, it's like the Divine Feminine is wanting this new beginning, and all of these crystals are representative of all of the hard work, all of the inner work, all of the healing work, all of the spiritual work, all of the mission work that she's done, everything that she's done to move forward in this journey. It's like all these crystals represent all of these milestones and stepping stones and turning points and graduations in her ascension journey. And so now she's at this point where she has accumulated and gone so far in her journey, and she is ready for the next step. She's ready to move through that door to romance. And at the same time, there's like this fear, like this woman in this card here, this fear of, is it really going to happen, or am I going to lose all of this that I've accumulated, all of this abundance, all of this hard work that I've done? Is this door to romance really ever going to open? Is it really ever going to happen? Have I worked hard enough? Have I done enough? Am I enough? And am I going to lose all of this hard work? Is it all going to be lost? So I feel like, just for clarifying the door to romance, this is just saying to trust and excuse me, my throat is starting to act up. Okay, hang on, I'm going to take a drink of my lemon honey water. I feel like this is the Divine Feminine, that Spirit is coming through with a message here for the Divine Feminine to notice all of the hard work that you've done. Notice how far you have come. Know that it has not been in vain. Know that you are not going to lose it. There is no need to be afraid. There's no need to worry that it's all for naught and this door to romance is never going to open up. It's time to just be in that space of appreciation and trust, and just to relax. I feel like that theme keeps coming up for the feminine, to just relax into her femininity, relax into her abundance, relax into acknowledging all of the hard work that you have done to accumulate all of these beautiful gems and crystals. And this peacock here symbolizing her awakening. She is fully awakened. She has come so far in her journey, and to just appreciate the abundance, appreciate how far you've come, acknowledge how far you've come. And this card is also about longevity and long-term commitments. So just know that that door is opening, things are unfolding, and the long-term commitment and making things solid, making things real, and that door of romance happening, it's coming. And another 10 here, so it's the completion of a cycle and something new coming. So it's like this completion of how far you come in your journey and this new door of love opening up. So I just really feel like the Divine Feminine needs to hear that it's safe to believe in the journey, to believe in union, to believe that things are happening, to believe that this man holding a heart is coming and things are going to move forward, and just relax into the process and relax into the unfolding of it, and to just trust and allow. Okay, so what comes to mind when the Divine Feminine thinks of her masculine? And we have two cards. We have Happy Family and Angel of Love. Excuse me. Oh, my throat is starting to act up. So what comes to mind is, I feel like this is the Divine Feminine really looking into the future here with a happy family. And this is, I feel like this is that energy of the Four of Wands, where it's like, when she thinks of her masculine, she thinks about putting down roots, and she thinks about building a life together and being a family, and this rainbow here is symbolic of union, of the fire of the sun, the masculine energy coming together and uniting with the water from the rain, which is the yin, the feminine energy. And together they make the rainbow. And it's just this beautiful life of union that she is envisioning. And this angel of love is her looking into her heart and seeing this happy family life and holding on to the beauty of the connection. And she's holding this rose quartz heart in her hands up to her heart. And so it's energetically supporting the divine masculine in coming into this Four of Wands, this happy family energy. So yeah, it's just this beautiful, tender, loving connection and this beautiful pink energy of the feminine heart energy. And with the four, it's not only the heart chakra coming through, but it's the grounding and bringing it into the physical earth plane and giving it shape, giving it structure, giving it something that's solid and lasting. And like I was saying, putting down those roots. And yeah, it's just like this beautiful, tender love that she's holding when she thinks of him and envisioning this future together. And then the clarifying cards, there were two that came up with that. And we have the Adept of Chalices and the Solar Deity. So I feel like with the Adept of Chalices, this is her thinking about this offer of love and this offer of him opening this door to romance and coming forward and expressing his feelings. And with the Solar Deity, I feel like this is things coming out in the open, things coming into the light. This is the healing and the joy and the happiness and the bliss. And it's just that energy of really shining from your authentic soul and just being completely unafraid to be who you are and just to really shine your light. And so it's just, I feel like with these two cards together, it's just, when she thinks about the masculine, she thinks about this healing and this love, and for him to come forward with this offer that is going to bring light to the connection, that's going to bring clarity and understanding and healing and joy. So yeah, I think that's really beautiful energy there. And so for the union, the energy of the union is Angel of Strength. So both twins are really, I feel like, going within with this retrograde energy and tapping into these parts of themselves where they are finding courage and finding strength and finding truth and overcoming the fears and overcoming the anxiety and overcoming the obsessive thinking and overcoming those thought patterns that drag us down and that don't let us move forward, that keep us holding back, and just really taming that energy and finding the strength and the courage of the lion in order to be able to move forward in our connections and to really create that balance and create that harmony that we desire. And this is a 50, so another 5. So much change and transformation coming through and coming up against the challenge and meeting it and embracing it and transforming it into something positive. And so there are beautiful, soft, lovely aspects with the Libra, but there are some really intense energies happening now too. So it does require us to look within and find that strength and call upon that inner courage and trust that we do have the strength to manifest union and to make things happen and to do this mission. And with the 0 next to the 5, that is the energy of God's presence next to us as we are gathering this courage and the strength in order to move forward into this new beginning and to release the old parts of ourselves that we need to let die and be reborn. And so the clarifying cards, there were a couple that came up for the Angel of Strength. We have the 9 of Crystals and the Adept of Orbs. So with the 9 of Crystals, it's actually very similar to the 10 of Crystals. And in this card, she's just really looking at her crystals and her treasure chest here that she has acquired. And so this is both twins really looking at and reflecting on and assessing and evaluating how far they've come in the journey and what lessons they've learned in the journey, and just the beauty that they have accumulated and acquired from the journey, and just really pondering the past and also thinking about the future and what's next. Like, what is the next step? What comes? Where do we go from here? And I feel like this links back to the divine masculine strategy. And with this little white owl here in the trees, he is symbolic of the higher self. So I feel like this is like both twins are really assessing and evaluating and asking themselves, okay, we've come this far, and now how do we move forward from here? And what comes next? And they're looking at it from the perspective of the higher self and bringing in that wisdom and getting that higher perspective as they start to envision their future and what comes next. And then we have the Adept of Orbs, and this is that energy of being very focused and moving forward in a very determined way. And so I feel like that ties in nicely with the Strength card there, where it's like each twin is evaluating what comes next from the perspective of the higher self, and they're both very determined and very focused to move forward and find that strength and that courage to make things happen. So I feel like that's really beautiful and positive energy for the union, and both twins are, it's reminding me of the last reading where I think we had the Emperor card came up for the union, clarifier card. So it's like both twins are totally on board. They are wanting to move forward into a next step and evaluating and finding the strength. And new doorways are opening, new beginnings are opening, transformation is happening, things are unfolding. So yeah, it looks very positive, very good. Okay, so I'm going to read a couple of romance messages for us, and then we will wrap up with oracle cards. And so these are from the Divine Love Letters books, and these are available on Amazon. And I added all of the numbers from the cards and came up with number 198. So I'm going to start in volume 1, letter 198. It says, I love, adore, and worship everything about you. Believe that in your heart. The flutter of a butterfly, the tickle of an angel is me. The lightness that you feel in these moments when you focus on us, on our love, on our beautiful journey that we are on. Always focus on our path of growth into love and more love. The life that we will live together, the life that we planned, we will know that all of this will be worth it. The journey might have seemed excruciatingly painful at times, but it will be oh so worth it. Our love is transformational, beautiful, beyond the realms of our human minds to put into words. It is pure soul bliss. Oh, I love that. Yeah, that's just beautiful. I feel like it just ties in with the reading so well, too. Okay, so volume 2, letter 198, we have, okay, let's get real now. We are going to come together in this lifetime. We have a purpose. We have a meaning to our relationship. It is not just a relationship. It is a vocation, a love vocation. Happily for us and for everyone else on this path, it is also a love staycation, because we are staying together in love forever. So stay with me. Realize that the path is way, way bigger than you could ever imagine. So trust in that. Trust in our mission. Trust in the light we will bring. So yeah, I love that, because I just really feel the energy of this reading is like things are getting real. You know, it's kind of like we've been in this energetic dance and going in circles and accumulating all of these little milestones of these crystals, if you want to use that analogy, where it's like now we have accumulated all of this and we are ready for the next step. Like, things are getting real and we're finding the strength to move into that next phase and to really start to solidify and ground and manifest and make things happen. So it's exciting. So like I was saying earlier, I feel like divine feminines are still in this place of concern and with this thinking energy of like really wanting things to move forward and wanting this door of romance to open up, and I've come so far, but am I going to lose it all? And, you know, just really trust and relax and get into your heart, get grounded, get out of the mental monkey mind stuff, and just really trust and know that things are coming together, things are happening. Things are getting real. Okay, so let's wrap up with some advice and guidance from Spirit. So for the Divine Masculine, the advice and guidance from Spirit is from Word to World. And this is number 40 from the Crystal Goddesses 888. Goddess Saraswati and Ammonite is the crystal. And I just love the image of the I guess, is that the crystal? It looks like a snail shell, but this spiral pattern is the pattern that is symbolic of the ascension journey, and that we are always going around and evolving and expanding out as we go through these cycles of ascension. Okay, so Divine Masculine, here's your advice. It says, we bring you the empowerment of word to world. What you speak of with intention, you shall manifest. You are blessed with the creative power of an open and activated throat chakra. As you release subconscious fear of speaking your truth, memories of being silenced, and claim your true divine voice, your ability to change your world through your intention is amplified. You have the power of divine creation through sound in you. What you wish to create and experience, speak of with joy. And I'm turning the page. This oracle comes to you with a message. Use your voice. Speak your truths and your desires. Speak of what you wish to experience, and when you catch yourself thinking or speaking in a voice other than love, be kind and change it. Your words have power. Use them wisely. So I feel like this is like what I was saying. I feel a lot of faded conversations and a lot of faded communication and a lot of throat chakra energy. And like I've been really feeling my throat chakra throughout this whole reading. So, Divine Masculine, your voice is powerful and your voice has the ability to manifest and create. And if you think about it, we have the idea, we have the vision, we have the desire, we have the dream, and it's like this dreamy idea that's just floating around until we give it form and shape, and we can do that through the power of the voice. So when you are thinking of your feminine and this victory that you want to have in your connection with her, and you're feeling into the strategy and the game plan and the changes that you want to create and create this beautiful partnership that you're thinking of, communication is key here, and using your voice and expressing and opening up your heart and allowing words to flow from your heart and communicating with your divine feminine. And like I was saying, she's like thinking so much about you and how much she wants to communicate with you, and she wants you to open up your heart and express your heart and for things to move forward. So if you're feeling guided, if this is resonating with you, really sit with how powerful your words are and know that your throat is activated and you are supported in speaking your truth and sharing what's in your heart. And it's powerful, and it's bringing that dream that you have into solid form and giving it structure and sound. And just think about how powerful sound is. There's sound healing and there's music. Like, what would our world be like without sound? Sound brings so much structure and healing and manifestation into our world. So this is a really powerful message. So really take that in and sit with that, and sit with where you are feeling blocked around communication and speaking your truth and expressing your feelings, and start to allow that to shift and transform and transmute, and find little opportunities in your everyday life to just start to speak your truth, and notice the power of your words in your interactions with other people. And, you know, bring that power into your connection with your divine feminine. So really beautiful message there. And for the divine feminine, her guidance and advice is Goddess Freya and Amber. Another goddess card, 888, 888. And we have the 8 of flames here. So 8 is a powerful energy. Today is October 8th. And 8 is that number of powerful movement forward, abundance, success. So, Goddess Freya and Amber, the Untamed. We bring you the empowerment of the untamed. To be untamed is to be true to oneself without condition. It is freedom, but it is not always easy. There are many belief systems, some of which are considered to be essential and beyond question to mainstream human society, which would mark an untamed spirit as a dangerous and suspicious creature, even though that untamed spirit serves unconditional love. Yet, to be untamed is the only way to discover who you are and live your divine destiny. Behind the clothing, the social masks, and the stories you tell yourself, or that others tell you, there is a beautiful, wild, divine creature that wants out. Uncage that divinity and watch your wild beauty emerge as you and your world transform through raw grace. This oracle brings you guidance. Do not allow fear-based reality to temper your spirit, tame your heart, or dull your dreams. There are so many people who will tell you no, call you crazy, and say you are, quote, living in a dream world. That is what they need to believe because your increasing aliveness is too much for them as yet. They aren't ready for it. What they say and believe is about them, not you or reality. Part of your unplugging process necessarily involves reclaiming the power you have given to any other person to hold an opinion that means more to you than the truths of your own heart. So I feel like this is a really powerful message for the Divine Feminine, and I know I have been personally feeling this, where the Divine Feminine is really ready to have a major breakthrough and bust through old paradigms, old patterns, old conditioning that has kept her feeling repressed, oppressed, restricted, constricted, unable to be in the full expression of who she is. And we're seeing some of this play out in our society right now, and different things happening in the media and the news. And this moon that we are having, this Libra new moon, is a very feminine energy moon, and I feel like it's really supporting the feminine energy in rising up and breaking out and breaking free. And I feel like as the Divine Feminine, we need to really embrace that aspect of ourselves that isn't going to be quiet and sit back and, just look pretty, like that song. I forget what the song is. Something about sitting back and looking pretty. She's just really ready to fully embrace her gifts, to really shine her light, to fully be who she is. And as we are going through this major transformation and this death and rebirth, and we are preparing to move into a new phase in our twin flame connection, and give birth to a whole new chapter in our lives, we need to be in this energy of, I just gotta be me, I just gotta do me, this is my path, I know who I am, I know what my soul wants, and be careful about who you're sharing things with. And as an artist, I learned this, where it's like, when I'm doing an art project, I'm painting a painting or whatever it might be, it's like a baby that is in a gestation period, and it needs time to develop before you announce it to the world, because some people aren't going to be ready to hear it, or they might rain on your parade or whatever. So just know that whatever vision you have, whatever dreams you have, those are like sacred little babies that you want to protect. And share your vision with the people that will be really supportive and back you 100%, and let this process of moving into the whole new you that is being birthed be gradual and mindful and beautiful. And it is about just embracing the beauty of who you are, and self-love and self-acceptance, and just letting your spirit be untamed. And so and also, within your connection with your masculine, I know for me, I have had trouble with fully expressing myself and being that untamed wild spirit because of the wounding and the healing that I've had to do as part of the Divine Feminine template. And so I feel like now collectively we are in this place where we can start to open up more to our masculine and shine more of our light, and let our masculine see these other untamed wild aspects of ourselves, and he's strong enough that he can handle it. I think it's just a really beautiful message from Spirit there, and both of these messages are beautiful. So So that wraps up the reading. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that it brought you clarity and guidance in your journey. And once again, if you would like to check out any of my services or purchase a reading, you can visit twinsinunion.com. And I'm sending you so much love and light in your journey and wishing you many blessings. So enjoy this beautiful new moon in Libra. Take good care. Bye-bye.